folks? This is B here. So, it's been a while to make videos, but finally I did. Here's another video review. Today we're going to take a look at the brand new Hot Wheels Surfin' School Bus. Now, this is actually an old casting, but the way how they designed it is new, and when I saw it, it was I was so excited about it. But there was a bad news though. So I'm gonna go, but before that, let's go take a look at it and see what we got. It's part of the HW Metro series, 4 out of 10. Not bad vehicle for this, and it actually looks more like actually does have a bus body. It looks like the bus is from like the 50s. Let's go open it up. Now I know it may sound kind of crazy. Why are you gonna open these two up? Well, sometimes I like to do what's called a fleet thing, so I like to have two buses that are the same thing but for a fleet. So, yeah, this is probably the most nicest color of a bus that they ever had. It looks really nice. And here's the other one I opened actually, but there were two types of errors I found out. It was on the casting and on the well, this one didn't really have too much, but this one did. So the one that looks nicer, which is this one that I just opened up, was in this packaging. Now if you notice, the packaging on the new one, I think it's the regular one. Actually, this is the regular one. But this one is an error because the way how they placed the packaging is kind of flipped. This bump here is supposed to be here, not there. So I don't know if it's me, but it's like flipped. And when I saw this one and I didn't notice, this one is actually kind of cracked. I decided to open two of them, and I didn't. Well, I had to open these two because I found out that the package was different. It's the same thing, just the blister was different. So this one has that what is it called, like an octagon thing on this corner, but the other one is on this corner. You see the difference? It's like flipped around. I don't know why, but that was the type of error that I didn't even notice. I did not notice that. I don't know if the other packages had that. I only saw 3 in the stores, and these were the only 2 that were in good shape. But there was another thing I didn't notice either. There was another error where, and I didn't even notice it, I just looked at this side of the bus, was that somebody or the factory forgot to remove this lump of metal there. Now, I could, if I want, try to sand it down and try to fix it, but I'm not going to do that though, because if I do it, I might ruin it, so I'm going to keep it like this. It's kind of nice to keep it like this anyways, as an error anyways. Oh, another thing. The bottom of it was kind of like, this one actually came out smooth. But this one, it was like bumpier, and then when I tried to flatten it, it popped, I guess, and then the paint just chipped off, as you can see. But that was another error I did not notice either. And something even funny I found is that for some reason, this one did not come with a colored rivet on this side, but this one has a colored rivet over here. This one doesn't have it here, but it has it on the other one. This is kind of strange. It's like, this is like, and I didn't even notice this, but it kind of looked like the color of it was swapped out. So instead of this yellow to be here, it's over there, but instead of the yellow to be there, it's over here. So it's like kind of swapped out. And keep in mind, this is the front of it, by the way. This one does not have any bumps at all. The only error I can find is this, where this is only painted But then when I compare it to the other one, this is not painted. I'm not quite sure if it's supposed to be like that, or maybe both of them were painted but it chipped off. I'm not quite sure, but this is one of my favorite buses. When I saw this, I was freaking out. It was really, really cool looking, and I had no choice but to get it. I did not want to avoid it. And when I heard about it, I thought, oh no, I'm gonna lose this bus. I'm not gonna be able to get it. No. But then, and I didn't even dig through the whole section of Hot Wheels. I just took out, I think it was 2 cars. And when I took 2 cars out, I just saw this. And then I saw there were like 3 of these. I decided to take 2 to add as a fleet bonus. But it was also, and I didn't notice, was an error. So that's even crazy. When my dad buys me these stuff, he usually doesn't like getting errors or mistake vehicles, but this is the type of one he won't not notice. But yeah, so as you can see, this is the surfin school bus. Even though it's not a school bus, I know you may be thinking, why is it called a school bus if it's not a school bus? You see how it doesn't have the school bus sign? Well, the very first one, or some of the other versions of it, always had a school bus logo, but obviously this one doesn't. But if you Google Hot Wheels Surfin' School Bus, you will see some that did had a scheme of a school bus. Another thing I found out is that there is actually a casting change, and even Race Screw's channel also figured this out as well. So, yeah. Now, I got 2 because I thought it would be kind of nice, even though this has a tiny bit of a lump, but it's not a big deal. It's only a big deal for errors, and I was able to get this for the same price, I guess because they didn't even notice, but yeah, that counts as an error, and I don't know if this counts as an error. I don't know which rivet is supposed to be painted, if it's going to be this side or this side. I don't know, but it's kind of interesting right now. But yeah, I'll let you know which is the error one. But I can because now it's I will only do that when I make another video now, because now YouTube did this thing where they don't want to add comments. They added the turn off comment thing. So yeah, let's take a look at the buses. So you can see the whole casting change. This was supposed to be metal, and this was supposed to be a different part of plastic, but now it's all half plastic and half metal. Pretty much most of it's plastic except for the top. The top is metal. But it's really, really cool. I love those decals. It kind of has like what they said, a surfing. It kind of looks like the Aquaman color, or it's like it has it's not a scale, but it's supposed to look like waves. And I really, really like the design of it. I have another one that is similar, but the back of it is different. It's called Low Flow, I believe. Yeah, it is Low Flow. That's what it's called. It's similar to the Evil Twin car, but it's different. It's a bus. It's purple, but it's a similar. I think it's the same or similar bus design, just a slightly bit more flatter. But I really like these types of buses too. It's like well, if it was a school bus, it would be a crown bus. They call these crown buses. I don't know why. I saw one that had 6 wheels, which I think was very rare. But since this one is painted in like a more of a transit color, like a public transport, not a school bus, maybe it could look like one of those buses. Since it has this thing here, it kind of reminds you of like the flexible clipper buses or something. Just the body of it is different. I think it does have the windows that are the same, just the back of it is different. Kind of reminded me of the Hot Wheels High bus, because the Hot Wheels High had this thing where this is all like a motor, like a rocket powered or something. Obviously, this one is more of like a kind of like a turbo car. Obviously, I like how it has chrome. It's like a mirror. You can see the camera. Very, very reflective. I'll try to be careful not to show my face. I like the bumper on it. I like how they did it separately. I think it looks better. And yeah, too bad the windows are not see-through. The windows are actually on this plastic, so the plastic goes inside there. But it still looks nice. They still got the surfer boards. That's why they call it the surfin' school bus. It reminded me of the car called Surf and Turf, but a bus version of it, obviously, or a motorhome, whatever. These are pretty cool looking buses. You can turn these into motorhomes. There were some buses, I believe, in the 50s that had this style of design. It was a Mack bus, GM buses. Even Kenworth did buses too, which is kind of shocking, obviously. And then they had the twin coach looking buses, the one that looked like the flexible new look, but it was like the rest of it was different. And then they had those flexible clipper buses. I think those are the 4 buses, I don't know how many did I said, that had this design back then. The only difference was that the clipper had like this scoop, which I didn't really like it, but I guess it was a normal thing. It's supposed to scoop up the air. That's why they called it clipper. But yeah, these 2 buses are one of my favorites right now, and I really like it. And I decided to get 2 to make it more awesome as a fleet. Sometimes I like getting 2 buses, even though it may sound kind of crazy. Why would you get the same one? Well, it's not what you would think, though. And hopefully, you know what I'm thinking is, I hope one day if they release another of this surfing bus, but in a different color, I'm gonna instantly try to get it, and then when I see it, I'm gonna instantly freak out, and then I'll do a review on it. But for now, this is the only color of bus I have, obviously, or the newer ones. Oh, by the way, this is the packaging, and it's the very new 2021. Oh, it does have the copyright of 2000. That was the original casting, and then they decide to add 2020, which is this other cast change. That was the total change of it. I don't know, I kind of like this one better, but they're all good anyways. I like the rims, they're very nice. They have this bluish rim. I like the blue color too, but obviously my number 1 favorite is red. Yeah, this is pretty cool. It's like one of those older style. I would say this is more like the Greyhound coach buses because it only has 1 door, although some of these other ones did had 2 doors back then, obviously. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I really like the front of it. I didn't always like the newer square looking buses, or those 60s or those 70s buses, or those 90s, those square. I also liked some of these ones, but then when I saw those electricity ones, like there were some electricity buses that didn't really look great. Proterra Clathurus wasn't too bad. That bus didn't look too bad from the Toronto Transit Commission. Yeah, I live in Canada, Ontario. And the other one was like a BV. I forget what the name of it. It was kind of an odd name, but that one was not too bad either. But the one I really liked the most was the New Flyer Excelsior XE40. Yeah, that was a good one there. Even though it was a little bit, at least it had some square faces. Like it had some squareness to it, some flatness. But yeah, that was the Okay, so by the way, the doors don't open. If you know what this is, a bus, it does not open, obviously. But you can imagine this would be a door. It actually has 2 doors on both sides, it kind of looks like. But we could obviously imagine that this is more like the American style one. So the doors would actually be here. And sometimes there would be an extra one, but I guess it's more of like those, the very older Greyhound coach buses that were like that used to have 4 wheels, not 6 wheels, until they got into the 6-wheel scenic cruiser, and then they had the MCI buses, which were my favorite. But yeah, so yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I collected this because I also like buses. I don't always like sharks or trucks. I also like buses too, and I will eventually, if I know how to make a channel, probably make a channel of other things. I could have a channel of buses, I could have a channel of trucks or animals. this channel here is actually a miscellaneous channel, so you're gonna see everything that is like not really like related, so it's like miscellaneous, so like extraness. Obviously sharks are animals, they're not cars, but I decide to review them. I'm gonna eventually have a category of animals or something. I also even do trains as well. I should not forget about that. I also do trains and buses. So, yeah. I decided to get this because it was my favorite, and too bad there was a tiny bit of an error there, but it's so small that I don't even think you'll even notice it when you look at it far away anyways. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please go like below, and please subscribe, and obviously, since, well, the only thing you should just do is just comment, no, not comment, but like, subscribe and give the video a like, and that's it. And I'll see both of you guys next time when I find another toy review or something, or another thing to review. But yeah, goodbye, and see you guys next time or something. Goodbye.